I'm starting a new series based on these yoga asana cards. I got these when I was in my teacher training and I love them. They're so beautiful. And what I'm gonna do is lay them out and I'm gonna pick 5 cards and then I'm gonna incorporate them into a flow for us today. All right, so we have Hero's Pose, we have Dolphin Pose, Seated Twist, Goddess Pose, and legs up the wall, which we'll just do a waterfall pose on our mats today. This is a great challenge for me to sequence poses together that might not seem like they would fit in one sequence, and this is also a great practice for you to learn new poses. All right, so let's begin. We're gonna start in hero pose. So with traditional hero's pose, your knees are gonna be together and you're gonna send your heels out wide and you're gonna nestle your hips between your heels. Now this is a pretty advanced pose for some people, especially with knee flexibility and quad flexibility. So if this isn't accessible to you, just sit on either on your heels or on a block or a blanket. So just settle into this pose, close your eyes, and take a moment to come into your body and center yourself for the practice ahead. Let's take a big inhale together. Exhale, side out. Good, one more like that. Inhale. Exhale, sigh it out. Good, let's interlace our fingers behind our back. Stretch our arms long behind us. Let's lean our neck over to one side, getting a nice stretch and lengthen through the left arm, the left side of the neck. Good, other side, lean your head over to the left. Good, come back to center. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, lean over to the left side, placing the right hand on the ground below you. Good, inhale, back through center. Exhale, lean over to the left side. Beautiful, return to center. Plant your hands in front of you. Come out of hero's pose. Tap the tops of the feet on the mat. Good, proper tabletop position. And let's create some big circles around our wrists here with our shoulders. Just going around like a big clock in one direction. Good, other direction. Big circles going around to the left. Good, come back to a neutral position. Cat-cow, drop your belly, lift your gaze, inhale. Exhale, cat pose, press the mat away around the upper back. Inhale, cow pose. Exhale, cat pose. Good, connecting body and breath and movement. Let's move through this a couple of times. Maybe you add a little rock forward and backwards. Backwards as you come into cow, forward as you come into cat. Good, continuing to deepen the breath here. Good, come back to a neutral position. Tuck the toes and the hips up to downward facing dog. Start to pedal out the legs left and right. Let the head hang heavy. Shake it yes and no here. Come back to a still position, just holding down dog here. Really softening the heart towards the top of the thighs. Your heels are reaching energetically towards the mat, even if it doesn't touch. They're reaching down towards the mat. Good, slowly step forward all the way to the top of the mat. Baby steps. Good, inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reach up, mountain pose. Exhale, forward fold, all the way down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step the right foot back, lower the right knee down. Inhale, low lunge or Anjaneyasana, reaching up. Exhale, plant the hands to the mat, step back to downward facing dog. Inhale, roll forward to plank pose. Exhale, slowly lower all the way down to your belly. Untuck the toes, inhale, baby cobra. Exhale, push back to child's pose. Inhale, come forward to tabletop. Tuck the toes. Exhale, send the hips back to downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, step between your hands, lower the back knee to the mat. Inhale, Anjaneyasana, reach up. Exhale, plant the hands, forward fold. Inhale, rise up, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step the left foot back. This time, lower the back knee to the mat. Inhale, Anjaneyasana. Exhale, plant the hands, step back to downward facing dog. Inhale, roll forward to plank pose. Exhale, slowly lower all the way down. Untuck the toes. Inhale, baby cobra. Squeezing the elbows back, gazes forward. Back of the neck is long. Exhale, tuck the toes in your hips back to child's pose. Inhale to tabletop. Exhale, send the hips back to downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, sweep it through. Step between your hands, lower the back knee to the mat. Anjaneyasana, reach up. Exhale, forward fold at the top of your mat. Inhale, reach up, rise up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, plant the hands, step back to plank pose. Exhale, chaturanga, lower halfway, squeeze the elbows in. Inhale, upward facing dog. Rolling to the tops of your feet, your thighs are lifted off the mat, your gaze is forward, your shoulders are back. Exhale, downward facing dog, send the hips back. Inhale together. Exhale, sigh it out. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, knee to nose. Push the ground away, round your back, squeeze in. Inhale, re-extend the right leg. Exhale, step between your hand, rise up for crescent lunge. You're high on the ball of your back foot, reaching up, lengthening, lunging a little deeper into the front knee. Good. Exhale, open up, spin the back heel down to warrior two, reaching the fingertips away from each other. Again, lunging deeper into the front knee. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Lift your right arm up and back. Left hand comes to the left leg. Good. Exhale, triangle pose, straighten the front leg. The right hand comes to the shin, left arm is reaching up. Good. Inhale, rise up, turn to the side of your mat for star pose. Toes are turned out wide. And then exhale, bring the hands heart center, goddess pose. Sinking the hips down, knees are wide and open out to the side. Just holding here. Sink a little deeper. Good. Plant your hands on your knees. Let shoulders stretch. Drop the right shoulder down, twisting to the left. Good. Come up through center, left shoulder down. Good. Come back through center. Crawl towards the front of your mat. Dragonfly twist. Left hand plants, right arm reaches towards the sky. Exhale, plant the hand to the mat. Step back to plank pose. Shift your weight forward. Chaturanga, halfway push up, squeezing the elbows in. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, squeeze it in, knee to nose, holding here. Inhale, left leg re-extends. Exhale, step between your hands, rise up, crescent lunge. Sinking a little deeper into the front knee. Reaching up, lengthening through the spine. Good. Exhale, spin the back heel down, open up to warrior two. Again, sinking deeper into that front knee. The arms reach long away from each other. Good. Inhale, reach the left arm up, reverse your warrior. Arching up and back. Straighten the front leg, triangle pose, Trikonasana. Left hand comes to the left shin. Right arm reaches up, twisting open. Good. Inhale, reach up, turning to the side of your mat, star pose. Exhale, hands to heart center, goddess pose. Sinking the hips deep. Holding here, using your breath. Good, place the hands on the knees. Let's rotate again, twisting to the left, pushing the knees away from each other. Good, come through center, left shoulder drops, twisting to the right. Come back through center, crawl your way forward to a dragonfly twist. Place the right hand to the mat, left arm lifts, twisting open. Good, exhale, plant the hand to the mat, step back to plank pose, shift your weight forward, chaturanga, halfway lower. Inhale, upward facing dog. Roll to the tops of your feet. Exhale, downward facing dog, send the hips up and back. And let's inhale together. Exhale, sit the hips back. Step, hop, or float to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, chair pose, sit the hips back, reach the arms up. Sinking deeper into the hips. Good, inhale, rise up, hands to heart center. Get firm through your right foot, plant the toes, spread them wide, and then shift your weight into your right side, lifting your left leg, one-legged Tadasana. Squeeze your knee into your chest. Twist open to the left, reaching the left arm back. Maybe the gaze follows. Good, inhale, come back through center. Send the leg back as you shift your chest forward, warrior three. Sending the left leg back long, your arms reach out wide like airplanes from side to side. Your left hip is rotating down towards the mat. Good, active through the left leg, reaching long here. Good, now listen up. Start to bend the right leg, curtsy lunge the left knee, nestling it behind your right knee as you sit all the way down in between your feet for a seated twist. Inhale, lift the left arm to the sky. Exhale, twist to the right, hooking the left elbow to the right knee. Maybe your gaze goes over your right shoulder. Good, inhale, reaching back up through center. Exhale, plant the hands to the mat. Standing splits, left leg lifts. Reaching your forehead towards your toes. Lifting that left leg high. Exhale, release the leg forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step back to plank pose. Shift your weight forward, chaturanga, halfway push up. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good, inhale together. Exhale, sit the hips back. Step, hop, or float to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sit back, chair pose, reaching up. Hips sink a little deeper here. Good, stand up, hands to heart center. Plant into the left foot, shift your weight. Bring your right knee into your chest, one-legged Tadasana. Holding the knee, twisting open to the right. Maybe your right arm reaches back. And come back through center. Shift your weight forward as you send the right foot all the way back, warrior three. You're active through the right leg, lifting a little higher. Finding one point focus in front of you for balance. It's okay if you fall here. It's part of the practice, all about progress. Good, start to curtsy lunge, bending into the left knee as you nestle the right knee behind the left, sitting all the way down between your hips. Inhale, reach the right arm up, twist to the left, hooking the right elbow on the left knee. Maybe your gaze goes over your left shoulder. Good, inhale back through center. Exhale, plant the hands for standing splits. Release the leg, exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step back to plank pose, Vinyasa. Chaturanga, halfway. Inhale for upward facing dog. Exhale for downward facing dog. Let's shift our weight forward to a plank pose and then lower down to your forearms. So your elbows should be stacked below your shoulders here. From here, we're gonna walk our toes in a little bit, one at a time, all the way to Dolphin Pose. Walking the feet as close as you can to your elbows, lifting high on the toes. Your gaze is towards your toes here. You're pushing out of your elbows, lifting up. Good, now walk the feet all the way back to plank pose. We're gonna rotate through this a couple more times, walking the toes up to Dolphin Pose. Your gaze goes towards your feet. And then back down to plank pose, gaze in between your hands. Walk forward to Dolphin Pose as far as you can, hips high. Back down to plank pose. Go 2 more times, walking the toes up and in. Squeezing and activating through the legs and the abs and the arms. Everything is active here. Back to forearm plank. Last time, walk the toes up and in for Dolphin Pose. Hips are high and lifted, pushing out of your shoulders. Good, back down to forearm. Good, push your hands back up to downward facing dog from here. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, set up for pigeon on the right side. The right knee behind the right wrist, sinking the hips low to the mat. Option to fold over your front leg or stay lifted, bending your back knee for a quad stretch. We're going to be here for a couple breaths, so just get comfortable. Using your breath to ease into the sensations that you're feeling. Good, start to come out of this pose. Slowly plant the hands to the mat. Send the hips back to downward facing dog. Shake out the right leg. Inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, setting it for pigeon on the left side. Good, settling in. Sink the hips low. Maybe your forearms or your forehead comes all the way to the mat. Or option 2, have more of a quad stretch, bending your right knee. Let's inhale together. Exhale, sigh it out. Slowly start to release out of this pose. Let's rotate onto our left hip and send our legs out in front of us. Coming onto our backs. Waterfall pose, or legs up the wall, is what was in the cards. So if you have a wall, it's nice to rest your legs here, but this is also a great posture as well. It's called waterfall. Your heels and toes are reaching towards the sky. They're just relaxed in the air, just allowing gravity to do its work. Good, holding for a couple more breaths here, just legs towards the sky. Happy baby, sink the knees towards the mat, grabbing the outside edge of the foot. Your sacrum is flat on the mat here, straight back. So we rock from side to side. Release our feet to the mat, setting up for Shavasana. Legs go long. Your feet are splayed out wide. Back of the palms meet the ground. Palms are facing towards the sky. Settling into the mat, relaxing everything into the ground here as you soften your jaw, soften your face muscles, soften your shoulders. Shavasana. Start to wiggle your toes and your fingers, bending your knees, planting the soles of the feet to the mat, turning to one side, slowly coming back up to a seated position. Bowing your hands to heart center. Thanking yourself for showing up on the mat today. Thanking your body for all the ways that it moves. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me in this practice today. If you enjoyed this flow, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more content like this. See you in the next class. Bye. I did it. That was a fun flow.